The labor union at Samsung says it will go on strike for the first time in the company's history. Sam Kim joins us right now out of Seoul to get us up to speed on the story. Sam, what do we know so far?
Well, so far, it seems this union is one of several labor unions that Samsung has. But the problem with that is that this union claims the biggest membership, about a quarter of the entire workforce at Samsung. And that obviously includes some of the people that work in the chip division, which is the most important. Now, it doesn't not look like that, these workers are so serious that they would put things on hold in terms of production of semiconductors. But I think this is something that needs to be taken seriously given, the market reaction, especially with the Samsung shares dipping 1% after this union announced that it would go on a strike. What we're seeing from this union, and I was just reading up on the statement that they released before I was coming here to TV, was that they were not happy with the people that were put into the negotiations for the wage hike. They think that their own members were not taking part in the negotiations. And they're also unhappy with the way the wage increase was agreed on. Whereas companies like SK Hynix, the other rival chip maker, was using the operating profit as a way of sort of deducting the wage hike. Samsung was using a different standard, deducting a lot of the taxes from their operating profit. So there's a whole accounting issue that they're taking, bringing issue with. So this is something that is developing, and we'll need to look at the details going forward.
Yeah, and it's. I was about to say it's been a while, but it's really not been a while because this is the first time. So Sam, if we're learning about this now for the first time, I don't know, could you give us some background on labor unions and wage talks in South Korea? We really haven't seen a lot of news on this of late.
Yeah, sure. This is kind of a symbolic issue, so to speak, given that Samsung has been almost notorious for having cracked down on labor unions for a very long time. The chairman that was the father of the current, person that's running Samsung, Lee Gun-hee, who died in recent years, was someone that made sure that there would be no labor union at all at Samsung. He made it very specific that he would never, ever want to see any type of organized labor activities. After he died, things changed, and under his son, Samsung started to allow labor unions to form. And this is one of the things that have happened since then. So, there's more of a voice from the labor side going forward at Samsung. It sort of adds a wrinkle to the way the company runs and, how the operations are shaped. And we're seeing just a lot more of it now with the labor union. Labor laws in Korea tend to kind of side with the labor side. So, it'll be quite interesting how this kind of folds into the whole equation of how Samsung is run.